Programming in the History, Social Sciences, Philosophy Department's Sound Collection Lab is made possible in part by funding contributed for the Porter Legacy Initiative.
At the Scholastica Monastery here in Fort Smith. I didn't choose this track just because I'm Catholic, but because I was curious. I wanted to understand what it was really like to live this life, and I thought I had some idea, but then I met Sister Laura and my perspective changed. Sister Laura isn't what most people think of when they hear the word nun. She's funny, she's real, and she's wise. She told me it was natural. I didn't realize most people didn't have priests or sisters over for spaghetti and basketball. She grew up in Little Rock in a deeply Catholic household. Her mother worked for the Diocese of Little Rock, and it wasn't unusual for priests or sisters to drop by for dinner. At one point, she said, "We kind of raised a dog that one of the parish priests had. I was 11 or 12 before I realized that wasn't my dog. I thought I shared him with the priest." And while that's a funny memory, it reveals something important. For Sister Laura, faith wasn't distant, it wasn't dramatic, it was shared, and it was ordinary. That kind of closeness made religious life feel normal. She didn't become a nun because of a vision or one dramatic moment. She slowly kept saying yes again and again until one day this was her life. And she's honest about it. She told me, "The vows aren't magical. They're promises you keep working on every day." She doesn't sugarcoat the hard parts. She said, obedience is a discipline, and you don't choose who you live with, and that teaches you something about love. And the way that she talks about love, it's not soft or sentimental. She said, real love is the kind that forgives, listens, and shows up again the next day. That kind of love changes people, and in her case, it shaped her whole life. So what does this have to do with sociology? Well, everything. Sister Laura's story is a perfect case study in socialization. She was shaped by her environment. Priests at dinner, her mom working for the diocese, church as a rhythm, not as a performance. She absorbed faith, not as a rule book, but as a way of living. Then there's role theory. As a nun, she defines a very specific role, but she's still fully herself. She told me, if you don't bring your full self to it, it's not authentic. She also experiences role strains like the rest of us, having to live in a community, navigate differences, adapt, and forgive. Her story also reflects institutional socialization. She entered a structured system that shaped her life, decisions, and identity, and yet she never stopped being human inside of that structure. And then there's Durkheim's concept of collective effervescence, the emotional bond of shared ritual, which was everywhere in her story. She said, there's peace in knowing your day is built around prayer and silence. It's not boring, it's beautiful. And then Berger's sacred canopy, the idea that religion provides a framework to make sense of life. Religious life doesn't fix your problems, she told me. It just gives you a different way to look at them. She didn't complain, but it's easy to see why fewer women choose this path today. A lot of us don't grow up surrounded by religious life anymore, and society encourages freedom and flexibility. Monastic life offers structure, obedience, and silence. And women today can find education purposes and leadership roles without necessarily needing to enter a covenant. But Sister Laura isn't stuck in the past. She's fully present. She said, people think we're locked away, but the truth is we're more in it. We're listening, praying, and noticing what people forget to see. Her faith didn't isolate her. It expanded her world. She told me about serving in Mexico, Guatemala, and along the U.S.-Mexico border. She said, I couldn't speak the language, so all I could do was be a ministry of presence. And then she said something I'll never forget. You can't go in thinking you're bringing God to them. God's already there. You're just entering their sacred space. Her perspective reframed a typical missionary stereotype. She wasn't a savior, she was a guest. And that level of cultural humility, that is sociology in action and love in practice. I went into this project thinking I'd meet someone holy. Instead, I met someone human. Someone who wakes up, shows up, and quietly lives her values. She told me, it's not that you feel holy every day. It's that you show up, you pray, you work, and you love the people you live with. That's it. She also said, you don't have to believe what I believe to understand this. Service changes you. Being needed, even quietly, gives your life shape. And finally, she told me, religious life is a family. It's not just praying, it's learning to grow, accept, be individual but communal. It's not for the weak, it's a fulfilling life that asks everything of you. And that's what I want to leave you all with. This isn't necessarily about becoming a nun, it's about becoming someone who listens, forgives, and shows up even when it's hard. Because in a world chasing success and being seen, Sister Laura lived a life in the quiet where presence mattered more than praise, and love wasn't declared, it was repeated.